I used to believe I had it all figured out. Love, life, the future, all wrapped in a perfect little box with a satin white ribbon. Every little girl dreams of the day she'll walk down the aisle, and for me, that day was finally close. At least, that's what I thought. My name is Sophie Callahan, and this is the story of how my dream wedding turned into my worst nightmare. Alex and I had been together for 2 years. To anyone who knew us, we were that couple, the one people rolled their eyes at because we seemed so disgustingly in love. Brunch every Sunday, cute couple selfies from road trips, his hand always resting on the small of my back. He was charming in that classic, clean-cut way, tall, dark-haired, a smile that made you forget what you were saying. I still remember the proposal like it happened yesterday. We were on vacation in Santa Monica. Sunset. Barefoot in the sand. He pulled out the ring as the ocean whispered behind us and said, "I can't wait to spend forever with you." I cried so hard I couldn't even say yes right away. He slipped the ring onto my finger and kissed me. The world felt like a fairy tale. When we got home, I dived headfirst into wedding planning. Pinterest boards, bridal magazines, late nights researching venues. Napa Valley was where I wanted to marry him. Under twinkling lights in a vineyard, with my mother's vintage lace veil and soft white roses everywhere. I imagined us laughing during our first dance, cutting the cake, waking up as husband and wife in a suite overlooking the vineyards. But real life has a way of slipping cracks into the perfect picture. It started small, little things you'd almost ignore if you wanted so badly to believe in someone. Alex's phone was always face down now. No big deal, right? Work was stressful, he said. Big projects. Long hours at the office. Sometimes he'd get up at midnight to check emails or take client calls. I brushed it off. He was ambitious. That's why I loved him. But then came the missed dinners. The vague explanations. "Sorry, babe. Working late again." Big client pitch. When I offered to bring him food at work, like I used to, he snapped, "No, don't. It's chaos here." He never used to mind before. I told myself to stop being paranoid. My friends all said the same thing. Cold feet. They laughed over wine one night. Men get weird before weddings. It's nerves. He's not cheating. You're imagining things. I wanted so badly to believe them. I let it go. I kept planning. I picked out invitations. Sampled lemon wedding cake with raspberry filling. Chose my dress, a soft, flowing A-line with delicate beading that made me feel like Cinderella. But the ache in my chest wouldn't leave. One night, close to 2 a.m., I sat at my kitchen counter with my laptop open, squinting at floral arrangement catalogs. I was exhausted. Alex was working late again. I decided to airdrop a photo from my phone to my Mac, a picture of a bouquet I liked. But as I selected the image, something odd appeared in the preview thumbnails. A photo I didn't remember taking. I clicked it, and my heart stopped. It was Alex, shirtless, in bed, smiling at the camera like he always did with me, except he wasn't alone. A woman's bare shoulder, her messy blonde hair fanned across the pillow beside him. My stomach twisted. I scrolled to check the date stamp. 2 nights ago. The night he said he was in Chicago for a client dinner and overnight meeting. I couldn't move. Couldn't breathe. My hand clutched the phone so hard my knuckles turned white. No, this had to be a mistake. Maybe an old photo? But the sheets weren't ours. The lamp in the background. Cheap, hotel standard. His hair, freshly cut like last week. It was real. I sat there, staring at the screen, numb. The world around me blurred. The lace veil hanging on the closet door. The half-written guest list. The unopened bottle of champagne meant for our final venue decision. I felt the perfect life I'd built shattering like glass inside me. How long had this been going on? Who was she? Some stranger? A fling? Or worse, someone I knew? 100 memories raced through my mind like wildfire. The times he turned away when I reached for his phone. The secretive smiles at his screen. The guilt in his eyes I'd ignored because I was planning our forever. I wanted to scream. Cry. Throw the laptop across the room. But I didn't. I closed the computer. I wiped my tears. And I smiled. Because something inside me, some quiet, cold place that had never spoken before, whispered, "The wedding will go on, but not the way he thinks." And right there, in that silent kitchen, under the pale light of shattered dreams, I began to plan something far more unforgettable than rose arrangements or vows. I would give him the wedding day he deserved, and the world would see exactly who Alex Porter really was. I didn't sleep that night. I sat at the kitchen counter, staring blankly at the wall while the soft hum of the refrigerator filled the silence. My heart didn't know whether to break or harden. I was trapped between rage and heartbreak, betrayal and disbelief. But mostly, I felt stupid. How could I not have seen it? How could I, Sophie Callahan, the girl who always trusted her gut, who read between the lines, have missed something this big in my own life? When dawn finally crept in through the blinds, casting pale light over my cold cup of tea, I decided to find out exactly who the woman was. I wasn't going to live with half-truths. I opened Alex's iPad, one he rarely used but had synced to his cloud. His messages popped up instantly. No password. No hesitation. I scrolled through his recent texts. And there they were. Her name stared at me like a slap to the face. Jenna Hall. I froze. Jenna. Not a stranger. Not some bar hookup. No. She was my friend. My childhood friend. We grew up 2 blocks apart in Oregon. Sleepovers. Shared secrets. Road trips after graduation. She was the one who screamed the loudest when I posted my engagement on Instagram. She sent me a long, gushing message. "So happy for you, Soph. He's perfect for you. You deserve the world." She even came down last month, stayed in our guest room, helped me pick table settings, laughed with me over wine in this very kitchen while Alex worked late. Was she seeing him even then? I clicked on her messages. My stomach flipped. "Jenna, you better make time for me tonight. She's been talking wedding plans all day, poor thing." Rolling on the floor laughing. "Alex, she's obsessed. I'll make an excuse. Can't wait to see you." "Jenna, same. Gotta admit, this secret makes it even hotter." I slapped the iPad shut and pressed my trembling fingers to my mouth. She'd been in my house, slept in my guest room, wore my old high school sweatshirt, hugged me goodbye at the door. And the whole time, she was screwing my fiancé. That was the real betrayal. Alex? Sure. Men cheat. Men lie. But Jenna? My friend? The girl I trusted with secrets about my mom's illness, my college breakups, my life? I stood up so fast the chair scraped across the tile floor. Rage. White hot, clean, and sudden. And then something strange happened. I smiled. Because in that moment, I knew exactly what to do. The wedding was 3 weeks away. Everyone was excited. The venue paid. The guests invited. The dress waiting in the boutique. The cake ordered. And Alex? He thought he was getting away with this. He thought he could walk me down that aisle while carrying this secret in his pocket like spare change. Not anymore. The wedding would go on. But the bride wasn't the only surprise walking down that aisle. I began to plan, cold, calculated, crystal clear. I made a list. Notes. Details. No emotion. No tears. First, I needed proof. Real, undeniable proof. I wasn't going to confront him. Not yet. Let him think I was still that blissfully stupid girl folding napkins and picking out chair covers. Second, I needed eyes on them. Photos. Messages. Anything to expose them where it would hurt most. And third, I needed patience. The wedding day would be my stage. My moment. Not a scene in the kitchen. Not a teary fight in the living room. A perfect public unveiling. Let them smile their secret smiles. Let Jenna text him when she thought I wasn't looking. Let Alex stay late at work every night until the wedding. I would wait, smile, pretend. And on that perfect vineyard afternoon, under the golden sun and twinkling lights, in front of family, friends, and the world, I would ruin them. For the first time in 24 sleepless hours, I felt calm, solid, alive. I poured the cold tea down the drain, washed the cup, and set it gently in the rack. The planning had officially begun. But this time, it wasn't for a wedding. It was for war. I never knew betrayal could make you so focused. It's strange, the way pain sharpens your mind instead of dulling it. Like someone wiped the fog off the glass and suddenly you see every detail, every flaw, every truth you'd ignored for months. For the first time since Alex put that ring on my finger, I felt in control. I smiled when he walked through the door that morning, smelling like hotel soap and fresh guilt. His tie loosened, hair messy, lips pressed to my temple. "Morning, babe. Big day at the office today," he murmured. I could feel his phone buzzing in his pocket. Probably Jenna. Probably something sweet and filthy and secret. I kissed his cheek, pretending nothing had changed. Pretending I wasn't already plotting the day he would lose everything. Because the wedding was going to happen. And he was going to regret every single step down that aisle. The next 2 weeks were a perfect act. I met with a florist, grinning as I picked out pure white roses, symbols of innocence. I laughed with the cake designer about chocolate ganache layers. I posted glowing updates on Instagram, showing off my engagement ring, the dress fittings, the happy life everyone believed I had. And all the while, I built my revenge piece by piece. I hired a discreet videographer, a quiet man named Daniel I found online who specialized in personal projects. His task? To follow Alex and Jenna without them knowing. To capture what I already knew was happening in parking lots, cheap hotels, and late-night rendezvous. He delivered. Within 5 days, I had it all. Photos of Alex's car parked outside Jenna's apartment overnight. Footage of them kissing in his office, when they thought no one was watching. Screen recordings of their messages, filthy, sneering texts about me. "Alex, can't wait till this wedding crap is over. She's so obsessed with centerpieces, it's driving me insane. Jenna, she has no idea you'll dump her after the honeymoon. You better keep me warm till then," winking face. It was all there. Every lie, every betrayal, every cruel joke they made behind my back. I transferred the footage onto a hidden drive, protected it, backed it up 3 times. I was ready. The wedding day dawned bright and beautiful. The vineyard glowed under a soft California sun. Guests fluttered about, sipping champagne, adjusting ties, laughing. My father gripped my hand in the bridal suite, whispering how proud my late mother would have been. If only he knew. Jenna was there, too, standing tall in her sleek blush-pink maid of honor gown, pretending she hadn't destroyed everything I trusted. She curled my hair that morning, zipped up my dress, told me how gorgeous I looked, her snake tongue slipping lies as easily as breathing. I wanted to scream, but I didn't. I smiled, like always, because the final act was about to begin. The ceremony started right on time. I walked down the aisle to soft strings, every eye on me, my dress floating like a dream. Alex stood at the altar in his tailored navy suit, grinning like the golden boy everyone thought he was. I reached him, took his hand. My stomach twisted as he squeezed my fingers. The minister began. "Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today." I raised my hand gently.
"Sorry.
"Before we start, I have something special for Alex. For everyone, really." A hush fell over the vineyard. Confused murmurs. Cameras raised. I turned to the big screen behind the altar, the one meant for our wedding slideshow. "Let's watch a little love story." The screen flickered to life. First, a text exchange. "Jenna, she's too busy obsessing over napkins to notice us. Alex, can't wait to be done with her." Then the hotel footage. Alex's arms around Jenna.
Kissing.
Laughing.
Gasps.
Shouts. My aunt clutched her pearls. My best friend covered her mouth. I stood perfectly still.
Calm.
Smiling. Alex went white. He turned, stammering, "Sophie, wait, this isn't." I raised a hand. "Don't." The final photo flashed. Alex in bed. Jenna beside him. His smile wide. Her face unmistakable. Jenna shrieked and ran down the aisle, tripping over her gown. Alex's father stormed out. My father grabbed Alex by the collar. Guests filmed, whispered, shook their heads. I gently set my bouquet on the ground. Looks like someone else's cold feet, I said softly. And then I walked away. Down the aisle. Alone. Not crying. Not broken.
Free.
As I reached the vineyard gate, I heard Alex shouting behind me. Sophie.
Please. Wait.
I can explain, but I didn't turn. I never would again. The perfect wedding day. Just not the one they expected. I thought that would be the end of it. I really did. I walked away from that vineyard feeling something strange and unfamiliar. Peace. Not joy. Not victory. Just quiet. Like stepping outside after a storm and finding the world strangely still. The guests had gasped, whispered, pulled out their phones. Jenna fled the scene humiliated, tripping over her designer heels. Alex stood there stunned, humiliated, with his life crumbling in front of everyone who ever thought he was the perfect man. I thought I was done with him. But Alex wasn't done with me. 2 weeks after the ruined wedding, my phone buzzed while I sat on my couch with a glass of wine and an open suitcase for my upcoming solo honeymoon to Italy. Alex Porter. I stared at the screen. My thumb hovered over decline, but curiosity won. I answered.
His voice was broken.
Ragged. Not the confident, smooth-talking liar I knew. Sophie, please. I need to talk. Please. Silence. I said nothing. I lost everything, he went on, breathing hard. My job, gone. My boss saw the video. Said I embarrassed the company. My parents, they've cut me off. Jenna dumped me. Said I ruined her life. She's threatening to sue me for emotional distress or some bullshit. Good. And the video, his voice cracked. It's everywhere. Reddit.
TikTok.
I've had strangers messaging me. My LinkedIn profile's been trashed. I can't even go to the gym without some idiot smirking at me. Then he said it. The line that made my blood run cold. Did you really have to make it public, Sophie? You could have just shown the wedding guests. It didn't have to go viral. It's everywhere. I blinked. What? I said slowly. Alex, I didn't make the video public. I never posted it anywhere. Dead silence on the other end. What do you mean? He whispered. I sat straight up, my heart thudding, because I suddenly knew exactly who did. That night, as rain pattered gently against the window, my phone buzzed again. A message from an unknown number. I opened it. Jenna. Nice work at the wedding. Brave of you. Thought you deserved to know. I leaked the video. After all, he was cheating on me too, with some personal trainer from his gym. Guess you're not the only one he lied to. Funny, huh? We both got played. Cheers, babe. I stared at the screen, stunned. Jenna. The woman who had betrayed me, betrayed him, too. While she was sneaking around with Alex behind my back, he was sneaking around behind hers with someone else. A whole chain of lies. A snake eating its own tail. And in the end, she burned him harder than I ever could. It wasn't just my revenge. It was hers too. I leaned back on the couch and laughed softly. What a fool he was. What a perfect, tangled, delicious disaster. The man who thought he could have it all, his fiancée, his mistress, and his secret flings on the side, had lost everything in one brutal blow.
His job.
His reputation. His family. His friends. His women.
And me?
I canceled the honeymoon refund. Booked the villa in Tuscany for myself. I walked ancient streets in Florence. Ate fresh pasta by candlelight. Sipped wine while the sun set over the rolling hills. And I smiled, truly smiled, for the first time in months. I didn't need a husband. I didn't need closure. I had freedom. And freedom tasted better than any wedding cake ever could. Some women get the perfect wedding. I got something better. I got my life back. Thank you so much for listening to my story. Your support means everything. If this story touched you or made you think, please subscribe to our channel for more real, powerful stories.